Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew Santalowski. I'm giving you a UFC 303 Pereira versus Prochazka 2 recap, post-fight recap. I went 8 for 12 on my predictions. Obviously, there was no prediction for the Lopez-Ige fight. That fight took place during the broadcast. I believe it was made. We'll talk about that. But again, first fight of the night, Vinicius Oliveira against Ricky Simone. Oliveira just walked him down. No respect for Ricky Simone's hands or wrestling. Oliveira kept his hands low and just landed the better strikes than Simone, man. Oliveira's going to be a problem for this division. Simone, he just hasn't looked the same since he took that beating from Yudong Song. I think he's on a 3-fight skid now. Little bit of a scare if anybody had money on Oliveira when Oliveira had that calf kick checked at the end of the second round. But again, he closes a plus 202 dog on Bookmaker, and man, you got some great value for that guy, man. What a win for him. Rais Aurora against Carlos Hernandez. Hopefully Carlos Hernandez gets another fight in the UFC. He did a good job of preventing Sarua from getting any type of submissions, man. It was just a lot of grappling, kind of a boring fight. But Sarua definitely didn't warrant that minus 458 price tag. I think he won 29-28 on the scorecard. I think Hernandez took the third round. Boudet against Arlovsky. I really didn't watch this fight. I just saw a whole lot of clinching against the cage in the first round, and I went and did other things. But again, Andrei Arlovsky has been released from his UFC contract, or that was the last fight of his contract. So again, very boring fight. Split decision win for Martin Boudet, but again, just not a very good fight for the card. A fight I didn't watch either, Jillian Robertson against Michelle Water-Gomez. Michelle Waterson-Gomez retired after the fight. I guess she got 10-8 all 3 rounds. So, not very good. Not a very good fight. Props to Jillian Robertson as she continues to advance through the women's strawweight division. Peyton Talbot against Yanis Jamari, and Peyton Talbot just absolutely dropped this dude. I don't know if it was a straight right or a straight left, but he dropped him, and that was it, man. Good stoppage by the ref. Again, you know, minus 1650 price tag. He absolutely warranted all of that. But again, who could lay that? So, yeah, great win for Talbot. Can't wait to see what this guy does at bantamweight. Gene Silva against Jourdain. Jourdain looked very scared, very hesitant the whole fight. Jourdain actually closed as more money came in Jourdain late at minus 145. I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember the first round if Gene Silva landed something significant towards the end of the round. He might have took that round. But Jourdain was just kind of staying on the outside. He couldn't really get him down. And Gene Silva landed some heavy strikes in the second round that floored Jourdain. But Jourdain looked very scared. He's taken a lot of damage throughout his UFC career. So props to Silva, but he needs to make weight. Andre Fili against Cub Swanson. This is a fight that I didn't watch too closely either, but I hear that it could have went to Swanson, but again, I'm not surprised. I did have Swanson pick the win, but Andre Fili picks up the win. Joe Pyfer against Marc-Andre Barriault. I don't think Marc-Andre Barriault landed a strike. Joe Pyfer is going to be a serious problem at middleweight. This guy's huge for the division. He's got heavy power. And again, like I said, I wasn't really too disappointed in the Hermanson fight. He picked up rounds 1 and 2, lost rounds 3, 4, and 5 to Jack. But, you know, he showed that he could go the distance, man. You know, so I'm really kind of high on the prospects of Joe Pyfer in the middleweight division, man. This guy's got serious power. Ian Machado Gary against Michael Page. Man, I thought Michael Page was going to pull off the win. Again, I kind of agree with Dana White. This fight could have been scored a draw. Michael Page lost the first round, took the second round. But he was leaps and bounds faster than Ian Machado Gary on the feet, man. Ian Machado Gary, he could credit the win to Damian Maia and training his grappling. But, man, he had nothing to offer on the feet to Michael Venom Page. So I do kind of think Gary's stock went down, and I kind of think Michael Page's stock went up, in my opinion. So, again, Gary got the unanimous decision win, but I kind of feel like the fight should have been scored a draw. Macy Chiasson against Mayra Bueno Silva. A fight that I didn't really watch that close. Again, I think Mayra Bueno Silva did take the first round. And then Chiasson got her down in the second round and opened up that nasty cut. But Again, I mean, it kind of, like, looking at the first round, I kind of thought Mayra Bueno Silva might have took control of the fight, but Macy Chiasson, a lot of money came into her prior to the fight. She closes the -138 favorite, and she came through. Roman Dolidze against Anthony Smith. Again, I had Anthony Smith picked in this fight. Absolutely embarrassing, man. This is a terrible fight. He closes the +126 dog. So a lot of money did come in on Smith. I thought Smith did take the first rounds and probably lost rounds 2 and 3. But how embarrassing, man. You know, this guy, Roman Dolidze, he looked so much smaller than Smith. Comes up a whole division and beats Anthony Smith. That is, I mean, it's embarrassing. Again, these guys did take the fight on short notice. You know, fights fell through, so. But yeah, Dolidze picked up the win, and Dolidze's post-fight call-out, again, he's got no future at 205 in my opinion. He needs to stick to 185, but again, kind of a boring fight. Diego Lopez against Dan Ige. What a fight, man. What a fight. I had Lopez taking rounds 1 and 2, and Ige taking round 3. Ige couldn't get him out of there in round 3. He tried valiantly, couldn't do it. Props to Ige, man. Like I said, he's, as people are saying, he's got legendary status now. Lopez, man, this guy's going to be a force at 145. Can't blame Ortega for not taking the fight or for backing out. I think he would have lost. All his value would have dropped at lightweight. Since he planned on moving up to lightweight prior to that. So him losing to a 45er would not have done him any justice for him taking his next fight at lightweight. So I kind of get the Brian Ortega angle there, man, but shouldn't have took the fight in the first place. But credit to both these guys, Diego Lopez, Dan Ige. Look forward to both watching these guys in their next fights. Main event, Alex Pereira against Yuri Prochazka. Again, my model was on Yuri Prochazka. I did bet Yuri Prochazka earlier in the afternoon on Saturday. But by fight time Saturday, I just had zero confidence in my pick, man. I had zero confidence in Yuri Prochazka picking up the win. Something was telling me Yuri's not the right side here. So I hedged most of my money on Alex Pereira here. And just came out with a slight loss on Yuri. But Alex Pereira absolutely dominated and destroyed that guy. Dropped Yuri badly at the end of round 1. Finished him in 13 seconds in round 2. Absolutely destructive, man. Yuri Prochazka, what are you doing, man? Clinch, wrestle with Pereira, man. What do you mean? He was just standing there like a, you know, an immobile object, just getting picked apart. I know his striking looks levels and speed slower than Pereira, man. Pereira just picked him apart, man, easily. And like I said, this is the problem taking late notice main event fights, man. I mean, they had no time to train. You know, they took this fight 2-3 weeks out, you know, and now you're never going to get another shot at facing Alex Pereira, man. So, again, I hope they match Yuri up with Jamal Hill. I'd like to see that fight, but, you know, Yuri's talking about he needs to evolve or retire, and again, Yuri's taken a tremendous amount of damage throughout his UFC career, and Pereira, he just continues to gain new fans and add highlight reel finishes to his UFC record, man. So props to Alex Pereira, man. I'm looking forward to him fighting Magomed Ankalaev at 205 or stepping up at heavyweight, man. I mean, I kind of feel like this, man. Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Let him fight for the heavyweight belt and see if he can add 3 belts to his UFC run, man. That would be absolutely amazing. But, again, props to all the people that picked Alex Pereira here. He was totally the right side here. I did pick Yuri. I had zero confidence when the fight actually started, man. But, man, what the suspense. They stared each other down for 5 straight minutes. Again, Alex Pereira was totally the right side. I'm glad I hedged out for the most part by betting Alex Pereira against Yuri. And that's why you don't bet till, you know, that's why, you know, personally I choose not to bet until the fight's about to start, because you just don't know, man. You know, you know, trust your gut. You know, obviously do your homework on the fight. Use a model if you can. And But yeah, Alex Pereira was totally the right side, man. So again, UFC 303 to me left a lot to be desired, man. Who wouldn't have wanted to see Conor McGregor's return? I think we're all kind of like to see Conor fight. There's all types of hype and excitement when Conor returns and fights. But man, props to Pereira and Prochazka for kind of saving the card, as well as Lopez and Ige. You know, again, there was a lot of boring fights on this card, but I did like the Machado, Gary, and Michael Page fight, because it was a back and forth contest, man. So, but again, I just think 303 left a lot to be desired.